Our next guest on the show today is an award-winning Canadian blues icon. Sue Foley is a household name and stands out in the music world for her exceptional artistry, deep knowledge of music history, and remarkable talent as a guitarist and singer and songwriter. Her passion for the blues and roots music is evident in her soulful performances and intricate guitar work, which seamlessly blend tradition with innovation. Hi, Sue. Thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. You have such a huge musical presence and depth of knowledge. What is your first musical memory?
Just being at home watching my father play, I would imagine. We grew up with music in the household. My dad played guitar and was always, having his buddies over and little kitchen party, I guess Kaylee's, but we're not from the East Coast, but that kind of vibe. So
Yeah,
that's definitely my first musical memories.
beautiful. And how old were you when you first got your hands on a guitar and started being curious about the guitar?
I got my first guitar from my father, and literally it was just like, "Can I have a guitar?" Because there was so many in our house. My
Right.
my three older brothers also played, so we just had guitars everywhere. I was 13 when I decided, yeah, you know what, I'm going to play guitar too.
And
Yeah.
did you find that you played a lot with your siblings and your dad? Were you jamming together?
I did over time, like my brother Dan, he taught me. In fact, he lives in Alberta, but he taught me my first chords and kind of got me started.
Your album, One Guitar Woman, is a very formidable collection of songs. And I'm curious to know, why was it important to you to pay tribute to the musicians and songwriters that you feature on your album?
Well, it was important to me because, I'm a young girl, or was a young girl, I should say,
You're a
from
young
a
girl. Yeah.
family of guitar players who all were male. So being the youngest girl, I was always like, well, I know I want to play, but where are the women who played? And it's always been an important part of my journey, was recognizing that there's other females, and that kind of helped, I think, give me the confidence to go forth. And I can't overstate the place of a role model in your life, but it really is important. We just can't invent a lot on our own, but we can't invent everything. So it's great to be able to look up to people and go, "Oh God, they did it, and I think I can do it too."
What I think is beautiful in this album and this piece of work is that, like, you are acknowledging that, but you're also, creating this platform for other young women to find your music. You're building this beautiful thread, which is so important in today's musical landscape. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. And also, I think a lot of women, and not just musicians, but a lot of women don't think guitar culture is for them. They think, oh, that's like got people who really play guitar, that's mostly a guy's game. And I hope more women kind of realize that, hey, we've been part of this conversation the whole time. And there's some great innovators and amazing musicians and interesting women who created, trailblazed, and created guitar styles and were big parts of their culture. And there may not have been as many women as men, but there are some really notable females, and that's what I wanted to highlight on this album.
Speaking of notable women and incredible women, what was something surprising that you discovered while creating this album and putting this project together?
When I first started it, I didn't realize how difficult some of these guitar styles would be, first of all. So it's
Yeah.
taken me, honestly, it's taken me a few decades to get the techniques. I come at this from a person who played blues guitar primarily, and that was my forte, and that was my background musically. And then I was going into other styles like flamenco and later on classical and
Mm.
Piedmont folk picking. So there's just a lot of technical stuff going on that I had to take off, bite off in small pieces and digest. Took years to kind of get into. So respect to these women, let's put it
Yeah.
that way. They could
Yeah.
really play.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And I love a project that, challenges you personally, or myself personally, to really like learn something new, dig deep, and kind of be expanded in the process. So I mean, and then for you to then share that with other people, like that, there's a bit of beautiful vulnerability there, which is really cool. So thank you for doing that.
Oh,
Um,
my pleasure.
yeah.
It really is. Thank you so much for saying that, because there is a vulnerability to it, especially when I perform these live. I'm always pretty much completely exposed. So
Right. Yeah, and
yeah.
it's just you. You are the one guitar woman. Like in that sense, sometimes it's, you do a lot of solo work and it's all you and voice guitar, and people are there, eating you up, but it's like it can be very scary sometimes.
Yeah,
Taking
there's
that
nowhere
risk.
to
Yeah.
hide.
Yeah,
There's nowhere to
exactly.
hide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I am so thrilled to have a moment to chat with you. Thank you so much. And I have some really fun news to share with you. Your
Yeah.
album, One Guitar Woman, is the number one album on CKUA's Top 30 chart this week.
Oh my God, that is so incredible. I love CKUA and it's the best. I always say it's the best station in Canada. There's some wonderful radio stations across Canada, as we know, but CKUA just plays such a great mix of music. They do whatever they want and they involve the whole community. So, and we love Alberta. So just thank you so much. We love you guys.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. We love you. Our listeners love you. And we just wish you all the best and congratulations on such a fantastic album. Well deserved. Catch Sue Foley on tour in a city near you real soon. From the album One Guitar Woman, this is Nothing in Rambling.